Unsung Murder Ballads discusses topics of a disturbing nature.
And we're not going to hold back on the graphic details and disturbing content.
So we do not recommend our podcast for children under the age of 13.
And while we respect the victims and their families involved in these tragic cases,
we're also going to be critical of mistakes that are made during the investigations.
And we're going to use dark humor to express ourselves now and then.
So with that said, this podcast may not be for everyone.
And that's okay. We're glad you're here checking us out.
And if you've made it this far, welcome to the Unsung Murder Ballads family. And follow us on Instagram at Unsung Murder Ballads if you want to talk to us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Unsung Murder Ballads. This is episode 126. I am Janus Dead.
I'm Jameson Dead.
And this week I am Nikki, taking the one-liner queen Joyce's spot. Pray for me.
So does that mean next week you won't be Nikki, you'll be somebody else?
Hey, that's a good idea. Like an alter ego, like Sasha Fierce. You know Beyonce? Yeah.
So tonight we're going to be doing things a little differently as Joyce is still traveling. We have Nikki here tonight filling in. She's a big fan of the podcast, which is the first time we've had someone on that's actually been a listener and really kind of enjoys being a part of it on the outside, and now she gets to be a part of it on the inside. So Nikki, as Joyous always does, don't hesitate to jump in, have some fun. If you have questions, ask them, but go into it and let's have some fun. Here's our teaser.
Yay, a teaser.
When police in Nashville, Tennessee found the vehicle that they were looking for, the windows were all fogged up. The call that they had received was from the mother of one of the two occupants of the car. The person's mother was concerned for the well-being of both of those in the car. See, she had called her son, and while she was speaking to him, he could hear a woman crying in the background asking for help. This prompted her to call the police, even though she knew it wasn't going to be easy to find them in the city. I mean, they're in Nashville and in a rental car. And yet, somehow, and amazingly, police found the car parked in a parking lot. When they opened the car doors, they found a gruesome, gruesome scene.
Oh, Jesus.
This is the case of Lauren Johansen. You guys ever hear of it?
I don't believe I have. How gruesome we talking?
I can't say I have, honestly.
All right, well, we're going to dive into it. Lauren Johansen was born on October 20th, 2001 in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. She graduated from Van Cleve High School and was a nursing student at the University of Southern Mississippi. She was in the National Honor Society and on the Dean's List. She was also an Ulta beauty representative and loved outdoors activities.
Shout out Ulta.
Right? They should pay us or something.
Right.
Lauren also enjoyed horseback riding and going to the beach. She was an animal rescuer, and she loved playing with animals.
Once again, one of the good-hearted people that always end up in the wrong situation.
They're always the victims.
Yep, always.
Always. It's so tragic.
Oh my gosh.
Lauren was also a makeup artist. She sang in the choir, and she loved spending time with her brothers and sisters. And her father was a doctor.
Holy crap, a father that's actually, functional?
Right, there's no abuses or anything like that. Reportedly, there were issues in their family dynamic that made Lauren grow up faster inside the home, where she sometimes had to basically serve not only as an older sister to her siblings, but at times she had to kind of step in and be a mother figure and help run the household.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, there's the other shoe.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. All I'm thinking about is her siblings and how awful this might have been for them. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, with all that said, though, I'm not 100% sure what all that entailed, what her duties were. I'm just guessing she had to step in and maybe cook and do dishes and clean and stuff like that. But I did also think it was worth mentioning, so I don't know. But once we get to high school, once she gets to high school, she meets her first boyfriend, and his name is Bryson Rivers. And he would become her on-again, off-again boyfriend, but he's also one of those football player types.
I was going to say it, and you beat me to it. I was going to say that sounds like a jock name. He's just one of those bad boy jock,
Yeah, like I'm the shit.
troublemakers.
I play football. Fuck with me.
Well, Bryson Rivers also had a history of arrests.
There it is.
His arrest included arrest for drug possession, auto burglary, and DUIs. Now, Lauren and Rivers here, they weren't that different from any other high school couple that graduate school while they're still dating. They go off to college and they try to make it work. But once you're at school, normally you're exposed to more of the world. And as you're getting your degree, you're looking forward to the future. And you kind of have to stop and question yourself in terms of these relationships, asking yourself, is this really the person I want to be with for the rest of my life or even into my professional adult life?
Yeah, she's probably like, oh, want to leave him in the past. I've been there.
Haven't we all?
Oh, hell yeah.
It is worth noting here that her father has indicated that their relationship went through numerous periods throughout the years where there were varying degrees of violence.
Oh, God. Were police ever involved? Like, when there was violence, throughout when it first started, did they ever get authorities involved at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, gosh.
After Lauren went off to college, the violence between the two appeared to escalate. And the two had, broken up numerous times. And during those times, Rivers began to stalk her.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, obviously, Lauren's father wasn't particularly happy about the development of stalking. However, in April of 2023, Lauren met a fellow nursing student and an Army aviation veteran named Nick Bell, and the two of them began a relationship. Now, Nick has stated in interviews that he fell in love with Lauren after she turned to him for protection after breaking up with Rivers. In fact, one time, Lauren had gone off on a trip, and when she returned, she asked Nick to check her house to see if it was safe. As Nick was walking around the house checking it out, he found Rivers hiding under Lauren's bed.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, what a sick fuck.
That's fucking ill. That's disgusting.
Rivers had also managed to wedge or nail the doors shut with the idea that once Lauren got in, she would not have a way out.
Oh my God. So God knows what he was planning on doing.
Exactly.
In the event she did come. Oh my God. Sicko.
Now, Nick, being a veteran, reached for his firearm and gave Rivers 30 seconds to leave the premises. Nick only counted to 19 before Rivers left the apartment.
Good. I'm surprised
Hats off
he gave
to
him
Nick.
that grace period.
Right. He's lucky you gave him that grace period because, oh my.
Right. I mean, this is Mississippi, so I don't know if he would have had the right to shoot him the same way you might have in, say, Texas.
That's a good point.
As Nick and Lauren grew closer, the increasingly jealous Rivers continued to plague their lives. Rivers would return at night and watch the couples through windows, and he would follow them around.
It speaks volumes to me, too, the fact that before she came home, she contacted Nick saying, can you make sure my house is clear? Like there's clearly a pattern here.
Right. And she would know better than anyone.
Right, definitely. Oh.
Lauren had to call the police on Rivers many times and had to have cameras installed. There was never a moment of peace for the first couple of months for these two while they were first together.
That's absolutely awful.
And in a sense, it probably brought them closer, too, because clearly what she's dealing with, it's not normal when you're in a new relationship. So he was definitely her rock in this time.
At this point, Nick and Lauren decide they want to go on a vacation, kind of hoping to get away from Rivers for a little while. And it was during this trip that Nick dropped down to one knee and proposed.
Oh, God.
Lauren said yes. However, the engagement lasted only several months when Lauren, out of the sheer blue, suddenly broke things off in October of that year.
What the hell?
Was there a threat with that to Lauren, you think?
Well, unfortunately, like so many other young people in abusive relationships, Lauren made the decision to return to her abuser.
Oh, my.
Oh, God.
So, Some of Nick's things were still at Lauren's place, and when he went to retrieve them, and to get them back and to check on Lauren, suddenly Rivers jumps out of a closet and aimed a gun at his head.
Oh my God.
Nick grabbed the weapon, turned it on Rivers, and then disassembled it.
Why did he think he could beat him?
And do we think that Lauren was aware of her now boyfriend again, like doing that to him with a gun?
I don't think she had any idea.
Yeah, and this guy, he seems like a loose cannon, so could have been a spur of the moment thing.
And she sounds like a good person, so I don't think she would have allowed it. I don't think she would have let him do it.
No, definitely not. Ever that.
Nick told him that there would be no issues between them, and that he was here to get his things, and that he would be leaving. He left the gun in pieces in the middle of the floor. So you can imagine Lauren's father's shock when he learned that Lauren and Bryson Rivers had taken a vacation to Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh my God.
Her father has said that he believes she was suffering from Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that. That's when someone who's unfortunately has been abused, they believe that that's just like normal, kind of. Well, not normal. It's like, I don't know.
It's more like a captive falling in love with their captor.
Yep. Oh my gosh. It sounds like she did. This poor girl.
Right. Regardless of why she returned to him, unfortunately she did. Now, on the surface, their trip to Nashville together is like a cute couple's trip.
Yeah.
So these two are both from the Gulfport area of Mississippi, and they basically decided to take this little vacation together to Nashville. Nashville is absolutely my favorite city. They go out to a bar and they're having some drinks. Absolutely nothing unusual.
Did they see the Deads?
I wish.
Shout out the Deads.
It wasn't until they left the bar that Bryson began giving her shit because she had talked to a guy while they were in the bar. He then accused Lauren of having sex with someone, whether it was the bartender or someone else, while they were there.
Oh my dear God, the
what a Fruit
escalation
Loop.
is just absurd.
Yeah, like, oh my God. And I'm sure in that moment in her head, she's like, oh, I don't know if this was a good idea. You know what I mean?
Now, I'm sure all of us have dated somebody who was unfaithful to us, but I'm 99% certain that even the worst of the most unfaithful people would not have sex with a total stranger in a bar while their date was sitting there, I don't know, waiting for them.
Yeah, exactly. He kept close enough tabs on her everywhere she was. Like, when would she even have time to do that?
She would have had to have done it in like the bathroom or something.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. So they're arguing the entire way to the car. And once they're inside the car, he begins hitting Lauren.
Oh my.
This cowardly fuck is literally beating the shit out of his girlfriend while they're driving down the road.
Oh my God. They're in fucking Nashville too. Like, oh, awful. Just awful.
Now get this shit. While he's hitting Lauren and driving down the road, his mother calls him and he answers the fucking phone.
In the midst of all of this.
Yes.
Does he stop or does he continue?
Oh no. He continues.
What the
Oh, that's
fuck?
just sick.
His mother could hear a woman's voice crying and asking for help.
That's from the teaser. The woman.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now, in my opinion, this is a whole new level of narcissism.
Narcissism's final boss is this guy, actually.
Thankfully, Rivers' mother calls the Nashville police and gives them a description of the two of them, telling them that she believes that there is a physical confrontation happening. And while all that is going on, Lauren attempted to call 911 herself and screamed for help from other passing cars.
Oh my God. Poor baby.
Amazingly, police found their car parked in a parking lot in an area of Nashville known as Germantown, and the car's windows were all fogged up. Now keep in mind, it's December 11th in Nashville, so not super cold like it would be here in New England, but certainly chilly.
Right.
With the police on the scene, Lauren was able to escape out of the car. She was found wearing only her panties and bra, and there was blood everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kind of blown away and just kind of feeling like absolute crap that this woman has to go through this, and the narcissism that this guy has to do what he's doing and just, get others involved, even if it's a phone call.
Yep. Like picking up his mother's phone call, that's like such a narcissist.
Lauren's hair was a mangled mess, and her face was severely swollen. When they looked inside the vehicle, there was blood everywhere. They also found 2 rocks and a pistol that were all covered in blood. Bryson Rivers had blood on himself as well, and that led police to believe that maybe they were both initially attacked, like it was like a group attack. So they were concerned for him as well.
Yeah, like robbery, something about the sorts.
That is, until they realized that Rivers didn't have any injuries himself. It was clear that he had beaten Lauren with these rocks and he had pistol whipped her.
Oh my God.
I want to point out one interesting thing about these rocks. They were driving a rental car, which means that he would have had to have stopped, got out of the car, and picked up these rocks to beat her with them.
Yeah, that's
completely
premeditated at its finest.
Yep, premeditated.
But like, of all things, you're just going to pull the car over and grab some rocks to beat your girlfriend with?
Scan the ground, like, oh, which one is... Like, oh.
Just twisted.
So Lauren's eyes were bilaterally swollen, which is commonly referred to as raccoon eyes. But don't take that to mean that she simply had 2 black eyes.
Oh.
Her head was also malformed in the ER photos. And for the record, we will not be posting photos of these on our social media platforms.
Yeah, they probably get taken down immediately.
Lauren's skull also had fractures. The beating was so severe that Bryson Rivers was locked into the county jail while they were preparing all the paperwork that they were going to need to go to trial. He was also charged with assault and kidnapping. Rivers was held on a $250,000 bond.
Okay.
Lauren had to undergo therapy and began to tentatively rebuild her relationship with Nick.
I can't even imagine how Nick felt hearing about all of this too. Obviously, he couldn't do anything to control the situation, but the deep-rooted somewhat like guilt in a sense. Maybe he wishes, like, I don't know. I just can't. It's awful.
Yeah, he probably felt a lot of guilt.
Yeah. Again, like, not his fault, but...
Well, there was nothing he could have done.
Yeah, it's like secondhand guilt over something he couldn't control.
Yeah, if he had tried to push her to stay with him, then he's just as, potentially just as bad.
Exactly.
I mean, not just as bad.
Yeah.
Lauren's father, Lance Johansen, gave evidence at the preliminary hearing warning Davidson County Judge Cheryl Blackburn that Rivers would kill his daughter unless she kept him locked up.
Absolutely.
I want to know if the judge took him seriously.
Joyous would lose her fucking mind.
I'm waiting for some kind of excuse or some kind of something where this judge thinks he's not... I'm gonna get angry, aren't I?
Oh, you're gonna be pissed.
They defended him. Oh, he's a good guy. He played sports. He was in football.
Oh, just wait. Judge Blackburn paved the way for Rivers to bond out of jail.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
On April 3rd, she ordered that his bail be lowered from $250,000 to $150,000.
And what fucking reason?
Sorry, what?
I'm enraged.
Judge Blackburn had been on the Nashville bench since 1996.
I think you should wrap it up. I think he's done.
It's a her, for the record.
Oh, I think she should wrap it up.
She was expected to retire in 2021 after she suffered a stroke, but surprisingly, she decided to stay on and won re-election a year later.
Oh my God.
A report in the Nashville Banner suggests that this judge stumbled over her words during trials, mixed up names, and even fell asleep several times during trials.
Oh my dear God.
Might as well put me up there then. Like, what were they thinking?
And nobody can like pull her, or
Intervene?
they can't fire. I don't know. How do you get rid of a judge?
Right.
I honestly have no idea. So an unnamed defense attorney compared her to Joe Biden during the last presidential debates.
Good Lord.
That's
I could see that. Yep.
fucking funny as
That's
hell.
funny.
A lawyer named Stephen Hayslip contested the reduced bond, but did not make the judge aware of any of Rivers' prior arrests.
Like means for a mistrial or means for something?
No, this is just for bond. This isn't the trial itself.
Oh my.
Oh, okay. So isn't that means to have it revoked, or like how does that?
So
That's not okay.
they said that because his crimes were misdemeanors and in another state, that they did not qualify as evidence of prior criminality.
Bullshit. No.
Again,
Absolutely
fuck the
not.
system.
No. Oh my God.
Bryson Rivers was barred from leaving the Nashville area, but court clerks have admitted they did not share those instructions with jail officials who let him walk free on June 24th, 2024 without a GPS tracker.
Oh my God. How stupid can you be?
Right. It's like, do they want to see how much this situation can escalate? I don't get that. They're acting like he stole candy from the grocery store.
Oh, just wait.
As
Oh.
in so many of these cases, nothing's gonna get done until it's too late.
Yep, unfortunately.
Although the judge ordered Rivers to get his ankle monitor from a company called Tracking Solutions, the bail agent took him to a different company called Freedom Monitoring Services because Tracking Solutions had already closed for the day. So instead of maybe putting him back in his cell for the rest of the day,
Yeah, until, they open the next fucking day.
there's a court report from Freedom Monitoring that says that when Rivers was brought in, his bond order wasn't available. And for whatever reason, they took it at his word that he was allowed to return to Mississippi and that the GPS tracker didn't need to be limited to just the Nashville area, i.e. Davidson County.
Oh my fucking God. I'm like awestruck right now.
They didn't figure out what was going on until July 2nd, and by then it was too late.
Oh my God.
Of course.
Yep. We've
So
heard
again-
this song before.
Bryson Rivers was not supposed to leave Tennessee, specifically Nashville, and Lauren Johansen should have been safe, but she wasn't.
Yep. If they followed, the court orders, it sounds like they could have protected this poor girl a little bit more.
On Friday, June 28th, the district attorney's office called Lauren's father to alert him that Rivers had not reported for an ankle monitor and had not been heard from. He didn't actually receive that message until the following Monday.
Oh my fucking God.
Holy shit.
Like, oh, I can't. Are they serious?
Yeah, they fucking left a voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
When he did hear the message, he did try contacting her.
Mm-hmm.
And he did eventually receive a message back, like a text, but he didn't feel like it had come from her.
It wasn't. I guarantee you it wasn't.
Yep.
Early Tuesday morning, Lauren's father received a notification that her Life 360 tracker had been turned off.
A parent's worst nightmare, truly.
Lauren's sister, who she lived with, reported that Lauren wasn't home and that the security camera at their front door was destroyed. Rivers had attempted to contact Lauren via phone calls and text messages more than 120 times.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
Field-filled rampage, it sounds like.
Yep. Rivers was reportedly dropped off close to the location of Lauren's home in Hattiesburg.
What?
Holy fuck.
Oh, God.
What?
Police would later testify that there were two other people inside the home at the time that Rivers arrived, a male friend and Lauren's younger sister. Now, this lieutenant said that the friend told law enforcement that Lauren was alive between the hours of 4 and 6 a.m., the day that Rivers came to the house. And surveillance footage from Lauren's neighbors showed Rivers walking towards their home around that time.
Holy hell.
Oh,
So they were asleep when he entered that home.
holy shit.
Surveillance footage from Lauren's neighbors showed Rivers walking towards that house fully clothed. At around 5 a.m., those surveillance videos showed Rivers leaving the house without a shirt on before walking back to the house again.
What?
He went back into the house. Surveillance video shows River backing out of the driveway in Lauren's vehicle. However, 10 minutes later, he goes back inside to retrieve something.
What was that something?
Unclear.
Oh, God.
Lauren was reported missing to the Hattiesburg Police Department that morning.
Again, could have been completely avoided.
If he was just kept in fucking jail.
You know,
Freedom Monitoring stated that Rivers' GPS tracker, the battery started to go down around 10 a.m., and he wasn't responding to their messages throughout the day. So apparently they expect the criminals to charge the battery on their own GPS trackers.
and he definitely didn't charge his.
You know it's a ghetto GPS when.
Yeah, I'm like, what kind of shit is that?
They claim that they contacted Rivers' mother, who said she hadn't heard from him or seen him. The court issued a warrant for Rivers being in violation of court orders after learning that he had been in Mississippi since June 24th and with a GPS from the wrong company. Rivers' last location before the monitor died was on Beach Boulevard in Biloxi. Once the tracker was at 0%, that's when Freedom Monitoring alerted his probation officer and the bonding company. Because believe it or
About time they did something right.
Yeah.
Well, not much.
And by then,
July 3rd, 2024, Hattiesburg Police Department used OnStar to track Lauren's car. They located it at the remote Wolf River Cemetery in Harrison County. Lauren was found beaten to death and wrapped in sheets and garbage bags in the back of her own car.
Oh God.
what was his plan for this? You know what I mean?
I don't think he had one.
No, I think very mentally,
Unstable?
yeah, cuckoo. This was all by like minute by minute. I don't think this was premeditated. I think it was all a rage-filled. I don't even know. That's so sad.
Yeah, he just lost his shit.
Yeah, yep.
I do think that he knew he was going to kill her, though.
I think that he had that urge to for a very long time. Absolutely awful. Imagine being a parent and getting that phone call. You know what I mean? After everything that this man already put Lauren through, it's just, I can't even fathom.
Lauren had suffered multiple skull fractures, and her underwear were pulled down around her ankles. Some reports say that she had multiple holes in her head and that she was mutilated.
Oh God.
Rivers was seen running from the scene and taken into custody after a 9-hour manhunt.
Holy crap.
Rivers had been hiding in the woods before being captured, and he made a call to his brother where he admitted he murdered Lauren by saying, "I killed that bitch."
Oh my God.
What do you even do if you're the brother? Like, how do you handle that?
I would call the police.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I would be floored. I'd be like, "What do you mean?" Like,
This sounds like
I
a
would
crime
want
of
some kind of explanation.
yeah, definitely a crime of passion here. And that, what tells me that too is the fact that her skull was that fractured. She had holes in her head. Like, this was purely emotional based on his end.
But there's also a pattern here, like a repeated pattern.
Yep, the cycle of abuse, and unfortunately, that is the last and final stage if it gets to that level.
In August of 2024, detectives concluded that Lauren was actually killed in Hattiesburg, where she was living and attending the University of Southern Mississippi. A Forest County grand jury indicted Rivers on 3 counts: capital murder, taking possession of a motor vehicle, essentially stealing a car, and tampering with evidence. Now, the capital murder charge makes this case eligible for the death penalty.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Has this case gone to trial yet?
Yeah, we're about to get to that part.
I'm like gripping my seat. I'm like, oh my god.
On February 20th of 2025, Bryson Rivers pled not guilty to the murder of Lauren Johansen.
By reason of?
Nope, we haven't gotten that far yet.
But does he?
No, we literally haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, but come on.
Lauren's father said, quote, "If any case should seek the death penalty, this is it.
Absolutely.
There is enough evidence that he should be executed this week, but we have a system of rules and laws in this country, and we have to follow the system how it's set up." Unquote.
Oh my.
Yeah, but when something this heinous and this messed up happens, and I know that, I'm the odd man out here because I know that, people want due process and all this kinds of stuff, but I think that you should just skip all that and just end him.
Right. And unfortunately for the father, he did say with the Nashville incident, like, if you let him out, he is going to kill my daughter.
And what's even worse is, as a doctor, he helped the coroner take her body out of her car.
Oh, God. That's
You can't come back
absolutely
from
scarring
that ever.
to no degree.
Yep. Anyone in your life but your own fucking daughter. Like, seriously.
No.
My heart is so broken for him.
In the wake of his daughter's murder, Dr. Johansen wants to see a new law created, Lauren's Law, to keep those charged with violent domestic crimes behind bars until their trial.
Yes.
Hell,
I back it
fucking
100%.
yeah, absolutely.
And we all know Joyous would want that too.
Yes, of course.
Oh my god, I hope they pass that.
Dr. Johansen said, quote, "Basically, there's about 20 different crimes that are considered vicious and violent. Those people don't need to be released into society. They don't need to be released from jail until they have a trial." Unquote. Rivers' trial is scheduled to begin on June 24th of 2025. So less than 2 months from the airing of this episode, when it originally airs. But for now, that is the case of Lauren Johansen, and we will update you when there is more information on Rivers' trial. How much do you hate me right now?
You just, no.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh, I
god.
wanted to hear that he fried.
Well, you'll have to wait because he hasn't even gone to trial yet.
And
And that's when you might get your insanity plea.
Hope he gets
that
cracked in
and
prison.
him playing the victim and all the fucking nasty tricks that all the narcissists.
Yep, I
like
could
to
hear
play.
it now in court. Oh well, he was always a good kid. He played high school sports. Ugh.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad, and I am so heartbroken for her family, who they just right now it's a waiting game.
Yeah,
They already lost her, and that's shitty enough. But now they just have to wait.
as do we.
Oh my god. Lauren's Law. Let's pass it, people.
Absolutely. And Nikki, I'm sorry for breaking you in this way. But thank you everyone for joining us. Once again, I am Janus Dead.
I'm Jameson dead.
And I'm Nikki.
And we'll see you next week.